let me tell you how I passed AR points. I had read all of Harry Potter, so I just took all the Harry Potter tests, and those are worth a lot because they're long books.
I was terrible at AR points. It sucks to admit this, but I didn't start reading until after AR points were
well, because that was
relevant.
middle school. That was
right. And the problem was not that I was disinterested. It was I hated being forced. The fact that it was forced upon me.
Mm-hmm.
I was rebellious against it and said, no, I'm not going to do that.
No, that pissed me off too, because
the book selections were just so...
Yeah. It's like books I wanted to read would be worth like 2 AR points when I needed like 30 to pass. Like,
right.
Great. Yeah. Like, okay. I have always had this problem though, because I have like the opposite problem where I've been a reader since I don't know. Like, I memorized books before I actually knew how to read, and like would know what every word on a page would be, and like I could turn the page and know what it's supposed to say, and like so that got me started on reading before I could even actually read. So like I've been reading since I was 5 at least. Like I read and read and read and read, right? And like because my parents didn't teach me how to read, so it was definitely 5 because I learned in kindergarten how to read.
Yeah.
I wasn't one of those fancy kids that
My
taught.
Parents taught me a fair amount of it, but I did learn most of my words from school. Yes.
So like by the time I was in 3rd grade, I'd be reading books like mystery novels that my grandma had, you know, and I'd be reading those in 3rd grade, and maybe I wouldn't understand some stuff because, you know, mystery novels always have weird romance things in them.
Right.
But like, you know, if I didn't know a word, one thing school taught me,
sound it out.
Well, sound it out, and if you don't understand a word, read the sentence around it, see if you can like guess what it means. Bam.
That too, yes.
Yeah, or like if you flip to a random page in a book, if there are 5 words you don't know, that book is too hard for you. So that's like that, those kind of things I would go by. But like most of the time, mystery novels aren't that complex as far as vocabulary goes. It's just maybe I didn't understand certain sexual references or whatever. But
right.
Whatever. I probably knew more than
you knew what the word
remember.
Said. You knew what the word said, not what it meant.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so then it gets to be 4th grade. Now I've been reading like books, way more complex books, and so I'm like, oh man, Amelia Bedelia, I've never read this series, and it's meant for like little kids, and I'm in 4th grade, so I'm 9 years old. I'm a little too old for it, but I've never read it, so I just decided that year I was going to read every single Amelia Bedelia book. My teacher went to my mom. It was like, you know, your Angela is reading books that are way under like her age level. Like her reading level is not up to everyone else in the class. And my mom is like, what? Like, you know, like that doesn't seem possible. Because like I'm doing like book reports on Amelia Bedelia, you know, and like, because I think they're funny too. Like I'm enjoying the series.
Right.
I'm like having a good old time. And so my mom's like, how is that possible? What are you talking about? Their reading level isn't up to everyone else's thing. Well, yeah, and so my mom had to talk to her and be like, oh, she's reading kids' books. I see. Like, it's because she's never read these books, because she reads, like... Everything. Like, I was reading, you know, I mean, I probably read... I did read, like, those, like, my grandma's books, but, I mean, I was also reading, like, young adult fiction stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's my niche. Like that's my favorite. I still read young adult fiction. Like that's my favorite kind of like genre, not genre, but like age category or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I love young adult, especially fantasy.
Yeah, I think that stuff's fun. So yeah, I read that stuff all the time. And like, so yeah, my teacher told me like, you gotta stop reading books that are way too low for you. Like, start reading books that that are meant for your age. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. And like, it was so funny because it was like such a dumb thing. Like, you know,
right.
Like such a dumb thing to happen.
Why? I should be able to read what I want.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why AR points are stupid, because maybe I didn't like want to read this bull crap.
I didn't want to read Old Yeller. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I mean,
yeah,
I'm not saying
history.
Old Yeller's a good book, yeah.
No, I'm not saying it's a crappy book, but it's like that's not what I want to read right now.
Right. Well, and then it doesn't help that I'm like a big giant nerd and I want to read like fantasy novels that like AR points don't relate to it.
That was always my problem. I didn't want to read these history things. Not that it's terrible.
It's just not what I was into.
It's not what I wanted to read. I wanted to read about dragons and stuff.
Yeah.
Every single one of those worth like 1 AR point.
Yeah.
Talking about like the Dragonlance series. The entire series was maybe worth 5 points total.
Yeah. That's why Harry Potter was the best, because that was when Harry Potter like first came out. So people didn't know like what, I mean, you know, these teachers probably hadn't even really, some of them probably had never even read Harry Potter yet because it was that fresh. And it's like, so you get like the third Harry Potter book, and it's a decent length book, so that means they can make more questions because it's like a question for every 10 pages or some bullshit.
Right.
And like, so because it has more questions, it's worth more AR points. Well, it's like, that was like the big, you know, everybody was reading Harry Potter, so like, bam, there's your AR points. That's how I passed, because seriously, that's the only way I could pass.
And that was like, Thanks,
Harry Potter. Thanks, J.K. Rowling.
I didn't really start Harry Potter until, I want to say, 7th or 8th grade. Like, I was behind. Like, everybody was like, oh man, this hit, you know, I think they were up to Goblet before I started reading. Like, it was one of those, like, I decided to start reading because Order of the Phoenix was announced.
Oh, damn, that is pretty fine.
I was like, alrighty then. Picked it up. Yeah, I love Harry Potter, but it was just one of those, like, I'm not worse for having started reading it so late, you know?
No.
Who the hell cares?
That's fine.
Read what you want when you want.
Yeah.
That's what we're telling you.
Yeah.
For what it's called, one of my favorite books when I was young, it was either The Dead Kid Did It or The Dead Kid in My Locker or
Oh
whatever.
my god.
It was a cool story. I can't remember everything about it. I need to pick that up and reread it because I was entranced by that book. I read that book like 3 times in a row.
It was like, it's like when you read the first Harry Potter book again. Is that, because like, I'm not saying that the first Harry Potter book is terrible, but it feels so different than the later books. Like, the style of writing and stuff feels different to me.
Well,
maybe it's because everything's so innocent and not terrible.
Yeah.
Nothing's going wrong yet. Like, not as badly as it does go. Yeah. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But, like, it feels so different to me reading the first book again. Because I obviously have reread the first book probably the most, just because every time the new books would come out, I'd start from the beginning. So, obviously, I read the first book a lot.
I read Prisoner of Azkaban most.
I like Prisoner of Azkaban.
I have not reread the Harry Potters really that much. Like, I think I've read the entire series twice.
Okay.
1 through 6, 4 times. Prisoner 8.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that's not that much.
Some people have read it way too many times.
My father, for years straight, in fact, I think he still does it. I don't know. I don't live with him anymore. Literally just reads all 7 in a row. Reads the first one in one night, reads the second one, reads the third one, reads the 4th one, 5th one, 6th one, 7th one, closes the 7th book, picks up the first one.
Oh my god.
For years.
That's crazy.
For fucking years. If there's anybody that knows everything, like, he's not on forums, he's not on Pottermore, he's not on jack shit. still guarantee you this man knows the most about Harry Potter.
All right.
Probably knows Harry Potter as much, if not more, than J.K. Rowling herself. Literally, I think he's read the entire series at literally 70 times.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
He just puts the book down, picks up the next one, finishes the 7th one, starts back over.
I don't know. That's too many times.
Oh, I think that's way too many times. He did it.
That's crazy.
He fucking did it. I swear he must have read him backwards, like, or upside down 1,000 times. I don't know. It's just amazing to me.
Yeah, that's that's dedication. Now, you know, firstly, I read young adult fiction. Right?
One of my favorite.
Me too.
Hold on.
Well,
And I know we've talked about it where you like this series too, but one of the only like assigned books that I ever really loved. Wayside Stories of Sideways School.
oh my God, I was gonna talk about that. Fuck yeah, man. I wish I still own those. I don't know where they are. I'd probably give them away, but
I need to find them.
I
Half
love
price
that.
books tomorrow. I'm gonna find them.
Oh my God, that whole series,
and I'm gonna keep them because that's what my kids are going to read.
Right?